Hello and welcome to Sports Unleashed, live on a Thursday night, 5th of February, or anytime you like on YouTube, frankly, but there you go. This evening I'm Billy No Mates because unfortunately Darryl Woods is facing challenges elsewhere this evening, but I am joined by Patrick Lock, who's driving the show, all techie things behind the camera this evening, so let's hope we have a good one. I'm sure he'll chip in with a few odd comments as the evening progresses. Right, first up we have a goal show featuring Oxford City and another controversial decision down there at the weekend. Banbury United won and Didcot Town got a draw. Here are the goal highlights.
Another full fixture list amongst our top non-league sides this weekend, so here are some of the goals that went in around the county on Saturday. Oxford City's visit from league leaders South Shield saw them go behind after just 12 seconds. However, a good recovery from Ross Jenkins' men saw this set piece get the hoops level as George Burrows stabbed home this loose ball. City were well worthy of a point against the informed table toppers, but went behind midway through the second half through a fine strike from Cedwyn Scott. However, this lung-busting run from O'Shea Ellis saw him run the entire length of the pitch. City would then feel extremely hard done by, as his cross was deflected into the path of Jack Bean by a South Shields defender, the linesman inexplicably raising a flag for offside, denying City an equaliser with just 5 minutes to play. Banbury's excellent recent form saw them win their previous 3 games. A tight contest with Barwell was goalless going into the closing moments. However, Josh Flanagan was in the right place here to flick this corner home to earn a 4th successive win for the Puritans, as they look for a late playoff push in the Southern League Premier Central. Didcot Town's last 7 matches have all ended in home wins, and they were looking to break that run on the road at Larkhall Athletic. Late in the game it looked to be following the same pattern, but Tiger Hall popped up with less than 5 minutes to play to head Jamie Heapy's side level and earn a point on their travels. For the rest of the action, head over to the Lock Ryde Football Roundup podcast, a new episode each week on Spotify and YouTube. But for now, let's head back to the studio for some more Sports Unleashed.
Now, if you listened very carefully in the background there, you probably could hear our producer this evening, Patrick Lock, crying as that goal was disallowed down at Oxford City, because the only person who seemed to think it was offside was the linesman, and the referee went across and had to agree with his man with the flag. OK, so meanwhile, Oxford City and Oxford United were both in action midweek. Neither of those two teams could actually improve their league position because Oxford City lost at Ratcliffe 1-0, and I'm afraid Oxford United, they lost 3-1 away at Sheffield United, and they are both in the relegation zone, I think, now, and not looking good for the Hoops and the U's in Oxford City. But we have much better news about Chinnor Rugby Club. They continue to do well, and here is a clip of them beating yet another top side.
Unstoppable force meets a movable object, still with Paul battling through contact. And Coventry draw first blood at the Butts Park Arena. It's Captain Marvel, Jordan Poole, who reached 200 points in his career last weekend. It's rather fitting that he gets the blue and whites on the board here. Poole, beautiful move there. Jordan Poole, he's going to go all the way, is he? He's already celebrating, and Jordan Poole has another try in this game. A second in quick succession, and Coventry are on fire.
And Chinnor were 19-0 down after about 5 minutes against Coventry, but went on to win at home. But
side support arriving here in the form of Campbell. Good defence so far, though, from the home side. That one picked up by Pascoe again. And Dugmore now, I think he's actually just gone into the post.
And that's given, Aaron. So, as you said, a really good platform for Chinnor off the back of that scrum just on the 22. Callum Pascoe went left, gave Scott Hall a really good platform to run straight into the midfield defence of Coventry. He made some good yardage. Chinnor came around the corner really quickly. Some good carries from Watson and Dugmore.
For Chinnor in this game, still looking to be a little bit of a nuisance. And in the end, Chinnor have got their second. I mean, John, talk me through that. They have been absolutely, well, brilliant the past few minutes, both on attack and defence. And that one emerged initially from nothing.
Yeah, so it came from the kick, didn't it, Aaron, from Pascoe. Chinnor put Coventry under pressure, but Coventry recycled the ball, gave it to Shine. You mentioned Shine made some metres. He probably made too many metres, isolated himself, gave Chinnor the chance to turn the ball over, which they did. Then they immediately tacked down that blind side. Nick Smith took the ball on, probably beat 2 or 3 defenders, made a superb silky run, as he always does, down that right.
Owsley and Watson, this making really good ground now. Can Coventry stop it at the line? No, they can't.
And that's a try for Chinnor. Amazing try. A great tack from Campbell. Stopped originally. I think Coventry managed to stop the original drive, but then Chinnor's back's ploughed in, managed to steer off on that right hand side where sort of a pod came across. Tom Watson, Doug Moore and Walker. Walker was dragged down maybe a metre forward, probably 10 inches from the line, and then picked up and scored by, I think it was Watson picking the ball up and scoring, which means Chinnor take the lead 17-14 with a kick.
And the kick from Pascoe is good.
Walker trying to slice that ball into touch, and a famous win for Chinnor in a pulsating match at Bucks Arena. And what an incredible game, an amazing effort for Champ Rugby again.
So thanks there for that highlights from Clubber TV, as Chinnor put in another beating performance there, beating Coventry 19-14. Okay, right, well that takes us to a full roundup now of all the things that happened last weekend. We'll then move on to see how the tables actually affected of the last weekend's fixtures. We'll then look ahead to, weather permitting, what's coming up to look forward to this coming weekend. But first up, the results roundup. So there we are, that's a comprehensive roundup of all the results from last weekend, and let's now have a look at the tables, and I'm going to be joined in the ether by Patrick Lock. You'll hear his voice as we commentate on these tables.
Indeed.
So I'll start off first with Oxford United, 23rd there. That loss didn't do them any good at all, 2 losses in a row basically, including that midweek one away at Sheffield United. Find themselves one off the bottom, and now really getting a little bit of drift of safety, unfortunately, with Blackburn Rovers yet to come. So that'll be a real 6.5 points it is. So next up, I'm sure we hear the dulcet tones of Patrick Lock. Patrick, it's not quite as desperate for Oxford City, is it? But they need to pick up points quickly.
Yeah, indeed. It's perhaps a little bit of a iffy result for them on Tuesday night against Radcliffe. Peterborough Sports, who are 4 points above them, lost as well. So if they could have got something from Radcliffe, it may have looked a little bit better, got to 28 points or something, or even 30 if they got a win. But yeah, like you say, it's not too bad really at the moment in terms of they're only 3 points away from the teams above them. As you can see, Worksop and Kings Lynn are only a couple of points above Southport as well. So if City can pick up a couple of wins coming up, that would be maybe quite big. We'll find out in a minute from the fixture focus that there's a particularly big game for City coming up this weekend against Leamington anyway. So yeah, certainly not down and out, but as you see, they've played more games in Alfreton and Hereford and Leamington below them. So you're going to have to hope that getting points on the board is critical on that. But yeah, some big weeks coming up for City. We'll move on to Banbury United, Colin.
Indeed, they're going well this year. They've had their fair few of their games have been cancelled because of a waterlogged pitch, but the ground stuff up there have done really well to get games on, and that's a 1-0 win at the weekend sees them at 10th on 41 points. So again, Kelvin Langmead's first year as a manager in the dugout, he's doing pretty well with a very limited budget.
Indeed, it's worth mentioning as well that even though Banbury are 10th, they're only about 4 points off the playoff position. So as you can see on that screen there, it is very tight indeed, isn't it? There's 3 teams that are on 41 points, Banbury being one of those, and then you've got Worcester City just a point behind. So yeah, all to play for, isn't it? And you get a lot of value for your wins, but potentially a lot of value for your losses as well, unfortunately. But yeah, great to see Banbury picked up some form at this stage of the season.
Next up then, Division 1 Central and Tame United having a cracking season as things stand. And again, unusually they've had games called off because of waterlogged pitches, so they've got some games in hand over teams above them. Currently in 7th place, but if they keep up this form with the games in hand, then they should well be making a very, very good push for promotion up to the next level. And
Didcot Town, we've been following them a lot, haven't we, this year? We hear from Jamie Heapy and Daz King a lot, and yeah, they'd gone through a run, hadn't they, where they 7 or 8 games in a row had all ended in home wins, and they broke that on Saturday with a draw at Larkhall Athletic. They've had a bit of a topsy-turvy season, as you can see. 14 or so wins and draws, and then the 15 losses. So, yeah, not losing as many games as they are losing, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's safe in mid-table at the moment, aren't they? And I mean, that league was looking quite tight for a long time, but yeah, the teams above Didcot are starting to pull away a little bit, and there's a little bit of gap between them. So yeah, looking very safe in that mid-table position now.
And if you just joined us for the first time this evening or on YouTube, then you're very much welcome indeed to this Oxsports Unleashed episode. Take a look at that league that they're in with the likes of Cornish sides, Mousehole and Falmouth there. The miles they put in this season deserve a better outcome for Didcot Town, but currently they are in 13th. Next slide, please, young man.
Indeed.
Right, this is the Cherry Red Records Combined Counties Football League. We've been following this one quite a lot because it's been a really interesting season so far. Wallingford and Cromarsh currently second, vying with Ardley United, who've got lots of games in hand. Look at that, they've got 6 games in hand over Ardley and top team Burnham. But since they've not been playing much, their form has dropped off a little bit. Killington, they're rising up this particular table. Milton United currently in 9th as well. But down the bottom, if we can get the next slide up, I think we should find North Leader down
slow
there.
To be honest.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Aberdeen United 14th, but Northleigh just shy of the relegation zone as things stand. Again, they've had a few games called off recently as well. But they need to stay in that league, I think, because it means they'll have lots of local derbies to play for, which I think must cut down their travelling expenses and also bring in the crowds for local derbies.
It's so hard to know that league, isn't it, about who's in what true position as well. Because you see, Reading City played 19, Virginia Water played 26 and are a point apart. So, it's impossible to know, isn't it, as to where teams truly are in that league. And although you always say points on the board is a positive thing, isn't it? So
I think
who knows?
points
Reading
on the
City
board
may go and lose all of their 7 games in hand because they've got so many games to play in such a short period of time. But
I think the other thing is that, of course, if you've got a 3G pitch, that helps hugely, doesn't it, in terms of actually being able to get reserve games on the same pitch as well, and make sure you actually can get fixtures on more regularly than they are off. Okay, what else have we got to look at tables?
Yeah, we've got Easington Sports in the United Counties League Premier South, or the GCE Higher Fleet United Counties League Premier South, if anyone from there is listening and going to tell me off for not including the sponsorship. Easington Sports, they're in the league as well, which has been ravaged by the weather in recent weeks. They're currently in 16th on 23 points, a bit of a gap above them, as you can see, to Daventry Town. But it's fairly safe in that position as well, because there's a bit of a gap to the relegation zone too, but their game was off on Saturday, so no movement there this week.
Wantage Town. Now, I've been out to Wantage Town and their form's dropped off ever since I've started watching them, but they are still third, 23 points there, and Stratford top. Have got a game in hand at the moment, so sincerely hope the Wantage Town can continue to pick up points and drive for promotion. Their stadium is fantastic at the moment. It's got a new 3G pitch. Last time we went out there, they still had a grass pitch, so it's a sports club that's very much on the up as things stand. They deserve promotion this year for all their hard work that's been put in on the pitch and behind the scenes.
Indeed, it's worth mentioning as well that they missed out on promotion last year, didn't they? Lost the playoff final against Abingdon United, so I'm sure they'll feel they've got unfinished business there. So yeah, obviously wishing them all the best for the rest of the season. Yeah, and a few of our teams down the bottom end of the table, which is obviously we prefer not to see. Carterton, obviously Woodsy's home team, they are in 13th place. They've got 24 points. They've got a few games in hand on the teams above them. So, they've in a bit of a good run of form at the moment as well. I think they've picked up 4 points in the last couple of games, so that's good. And as you can see, a bit of a gap to the relegation zone. But sadly, Clanfield and Tame United Reserves are a bit adrift at the bottom. Clanfield 14 points, 6 points adrift. But yeah, Tame Reserves had a very tough season. They've only picked up 5 points and a lone win there. So, sad to see those teams there. But, obviously wishing them the best to all of them for the rest of the season.
Switching to the Women's National League, Oxford United Ladies, they are currently 4th on 23 points.
Can I just say, that was an editor's dream, that slide this week, because there was no games in that league at all, so I didn't have to do a thing to it.
Okay. Okay, meanwhile, Aberdeen United in the Division 1 South and West are currently 5th. Played 12 with 20 points on the block. So again, they've got games in hand over teams around them, so maybe Aberdeen United can still push for a playoff position.
And finally, Oxford City, they played Reading Community Trust on Saturday and did lose 4-1. So not the greatest league season for them, is it, so far? They're in 8th position. won 3, drawn 3, lost 4. So fairly symmetrical season, really. 12 points. So yeah, no, not in any danger of finishing at the bottom. But yeah, I'm sure they'd have probably hoped for a bit of a better season, wouldn't they, Colin? So
They would indeed, yeah.
yes, but
So, good stuff.
yeah, now I have to be the random voice on the screen, don't I? While you're the only one there, but yes.
Okay, well, because we are slightly reduced on numbers this week, then we did record a fixture focus with young Patrick Lock earlier on this week, and it's time for him to come from behind the mixing desk and star in his fixture focus. Over you go, Patrick Lock.
Welcome to Fixture Focus for the weekend of Saturday 7th to Sunday the 8th of February. Plenty of action coming up this week, starting with the EFL Championship. Oxford United, they travel to stuttering tabletoppers Coventry City, who were once several points clear at the top of the EFL Championship, but Middlesbrough have now reeled them in and level on points with them. That's at the Rico Arena, a 3:01 kickoff up there. That's for the Every Minute Matters campaign there, so it's kicking off a minute later than normal across the EFL this weekend. Oxford City, I mean, it'll be a bit of an understatement what I say, but it's an absolute must-win game for them against bottom side Leamington away from home. City dropped back into the relegation zone the last couple of weeks with Peterborough Sports winning a few games. So visiting the bottom of the table side feels like a must-win game for City to pick up some points to try and get themselves out of that zone again. So that's a 3 p.m. kickoff, just to narrow up the M40 if anyone fancies that one. Banbury United are also on their travels. They head to Hales Owen Town in Southern League Premier Central. They're looking to make it 5 wins in a row there, so that's a 3 p.m. kickoff there. And Tame United also on their travels. They head to London Lions in Southern League Division 1 Central. Again, looking to continue their playoff push there. Didcot Town are the only team at home in the top divisions of non-league this weekend. They welcome Shaftesbury to the Luke Meadow Stadium, and that's an early kickoff if anyone fancies that. 1 p.m. down at the Luke Meadow Stadium, so get yourself down there a bit earlier than normal if you want to see Didcot try and find another win. Their form's picking up a little bit as well, so you should get some good football down there. A full fixture list on Sunday as well. Oxford United women, they travel to Watford in Women's National League South at 2 p.m. kickoff. Abingdon United also on their travels. They head to Marine Academy Plymouth in Division 1 Southwest. And finally, Oxford City, they are at home. They host Woodley United in Southern Region Women's Football League Premier. And that's it from us again this week. We'll head back to the studio with Woodsy and Rollercoaster Ryde for some more Oxsports Unleashed.
So there we are, Patrick Lock there telling you what you may well be looking forward to this coming weekend, weather permitting. It's absolutely foul as we sit here at Oxford Downs Cricket Club on a Thursday night recording this episode. But do remember, there is light at the end of the tunnel because we're less than 100 days now before the cricket season starts. It seems unbelievable, but that's where we are so far. And as soon as it tips from February into March, then it starts to get a bit serious. We look forward to the summer. Right, that's it for this very shortened version of Oxsports Unleashed this week. I'm Billy No Mate's Colin Ryde this week. Thanks so much to Patrick Lock for driving the show technically, doing all the stuff behind the scenes to plug things up in the right way and make sure we've got an internet connection that means we can actually stream live. But if you're not live, then you'll be on YouTube and you're more than welcome. Hopefully next week, Darryl Woods will be back with us. We wish Darryl Woods all the well, and we broadcast live again from Oxford Downs Cricket Club. We are grateful to them for allowing us to use their splendid pavilion here in the village of Standlake. From myself, though, from Colin Ryde, the rest of the Oxsports Unleashed team, thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back with you next week for another Oxford Unleashed edition. Bye for now.